watch my steering wheel. It twerks more than most of the hoes on TikTok. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Laurel's Recreation Area just near my house, just kind of goofing off and killing time. Thought I'd make a video today kind of going over everything that's going on with the car, all the flaws and everything. A lot of people are like, oh my god, that car looks so good. And yeah, I guess on Instagram and on Facebook it kind of does. So I'm going to try to point out a lot of the imperfections and stuff that's going on with the car and address a few things and some stuff that I'll be covering in upcoming videos. So just kind of bear with me here. I'm still using the cell phone. My GoPro has not came in yet. It's lost in shipping as of right now. They're going to try and find it. If they can't, they're going to refund me or send me another one. So with that being said, let's get to what's going on with the car. Alright, so I guess first and foremost we should address what's going on with the outside of the car, the cosmetic stuff. And as you can see, it's missing some paint, and it's not looking the best, but if you had this many miles on you, you'd look a little rough too. And I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but right there, a big albatross decided to take a shit on the hood. So, anyway, the bumper has never been actually painted with car paint. When I got it, I painted it with Krylon Fusion, wet sanded the crap out of it, buffed, polished, clear coated, all that good stuff. And now, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years later, the paint's starting to come off. When I washed the car for the first time in 3 years, a lot of that paint came off. There's a few dents and dings. The white color hides a lot of it. This is probably the most noticeable here, and this has been like it since I got it. The original owner's wife was vertically challenged, and she couldn't reach the pedals that well, and she ran it into a trash can. No big deal, tried to pop it out. It's better than it was. I'm going to order new fenders for it anyway, so we'll have that taken care of. The hood has a few little imperfections, can address that really easy. As you can see along the bottom down here, the paint's flaking off even more, but it is for the most part original paint, with the exception of the bumper and the rear hatch and wing. Now this T-top is a replacement T-top. This actually came from one of the very few, and I think there were 4 of them, maybe, 326 super white Z32s with blue interior. It's a gold glass T-top, and I can't really see it in the video, but the rest of the car has blue glass. This one is a bronzer gold glass, and it's pitting out anyway. And if you can see, it looks like maybe it had been dropped at some point in time, but it was the best I could come up with. So hopefully I can find an entire replacement T-top. But now the rear hatch, it also has a few dents and dings. The body shop guys are going to take care of that. I've got a Kaminari wing for the car that's going to go on it, because this is the OEM foam wing and it's falling apart. Again, there's more paint missing back here. I don't know why, but this seems like a common thing. But yeah, the OEM wings, the 90 through 93 wings, they're always falling apart. They're old, they're made of foam, they trap water, cause stuff to rust. We're going to get rid of that wing and put the Kaminari wing on. And if you can see where the wing is actually distorted, it's pushed down this little rubber thing here, and when it freezes, water gets trapped in between there and the taillight, and it stress cracked the taillight. So I've got to replace that taillight too. Another thing that doesn't really work is the antenna. You can manually move it up and down. It doesn't work, but I have another one for it. Hopefully I can get it going. Again, more paint missing off the door handle, but other than that, the body's pretty well straight. But, and this is a big but, rust. And the rust is there, and one little place right here. Considering the places this car has been and spent most of its life, I'm surprised it's not absolutely eat up with rust. That really seems to be the only spot for rust. And my good friend Scott is killing a two-seater car that will be a donor for patch panels. So hopefully I can get those cut out, get the sections cut out on this car and installed so it doesn't spread anymore. I remember a few years ago it was literally about the size of a nickel, and now it's pretty big. So it's going to be that whole little corner section of that rocker panel getting cut out and replaced. So the car was bought new in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it spent most of its life either there or in the Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC area, that area. It's been literally everywhere, dude. I mean, it's a Florida, Oregon, up in the Pacific, the Pacific West Coast, California, you know, all that. But most of its life, it's been in either Wisconsin or the Maryland, Northern Virginia, DC area, and that's probably two of the saltiest places on earth for a car to be. So it was also shipped to Hawaii and Guam at some point in its life, according to the Carfax. And I do remember the guy that I got it from, who was the original owner, saying that everywhere he had moved to, he had always tried to take the car with him. And what he meant by that was actually driving the car. I mean, you can't obviously drive it to Hawaii or Guam. It would have to be shipped, but, you know, he moved around quite a bit. So that's how it accumulated all the mileage. And if anyone knows this car has probably one of the highest mileage recordings on a Z32, if not the highest. Alright, moving on. So I've still got the trunk torn all apart, all the plastic panels ripped apart and taken out from when a few of the local guys helped me with the rear suspension and brakes and stuff. We had to put new shocks in and all that. So all of that is still all torn out. Plus, if you notice here, I have a new windshield washer fluid reservoir, and I've got to have that because this one decided that the motor or the pump for the rear wiper was going to quit working. And I hit up my good buddy Scott, said, hey, if you got one of these little pumps. Scott said, I got a whole tank, just take the whole tank. So I took the whole tank. And I don't have it yet, but I've got to order it. I've got to order one of these, the module for the brake lights. Now this one works, but anytime I hit the pedal, the little dash light comes on. So that annoys the crap out of me. I got to take care of that. It's killing me big time. It's bothering me to death. Like, I've got to take care of that soon. And that's all because of this light here. And it's only on these twin turbo wings for this light. It requires a special module. And I've also got to put the screw in here. For some reason it fell out the other day. I don't know. It's an old car. Getting into the interior. This is all stuff minus the actual housing for the signal light, because this won't fit the J-Spec bumper. All of this is stuff to put on the car or use to fix it. And a lot of you have heard me talk about the 14-pin console reader. This is it. This is what I plug into the diagnostic port. USB cable goes into here, USB cable goes into the computer, and I use Nissan Datascan or ECU Talk. They're both wonderful programs. Check them out. I'll put links somewhere in the description if I can remember. But the door panel in the dashboard are still moldy and disgusting, and I haven't taken the time to clean them. I've got the rest of the interior pretty much clean, but back troubles, man, I'm telling you, they're killer. Right now I'm about to die just standing here, but I'm trying to make this video and cover a whole bunch of shit, and you know, I'm doing it for you guys, so you'll have something to do. I know everybody's bored with the pandemic going on. They're sitting there watching YouTube like crazy. Not really, but a lot of people are. So in that pile of stuff I have in the seat and the floorboard and everywhere else over there on that side of the car, I have new spark plugs, a new steering wheel, the adapters, and quick release for it. It's actually not a new steering wheel. It's an old vintage Momo. It's kind of period correct for the car, and I'll be showing that, guys, to you in a separate video when I install it, along with the hub and the quick release. And I've got a fancy custom horn button for it. Well, it's not really that fancy, but it's got the Z logo, and it looks really nice. But we'll be wiring up the horn, taking a page out of Zebra's book, using a Honda part to make the horn work. And man, I wish I could get used to this stabilizer and keep the car centered. But anyway, we'll be going over that. I've got a new shift knob, shifter bushings, all that good stuff. Pretty soon, before Z-Days, I absolutely have to do the spark plugs and balance tube O-rings and fix some wiring. I've got a brand new knock sensor in there with an almost brand new sub harness. It was on a buddy's car. He destroyed his car after a fresh rebuild. Well, not destroyed the car, he destroyed the engine. After, I mean, I don't know, the engine, the paint was still fresh on the block. The freeze plugs weren't even rusty yet. And I think he said it had like maybe 4,000 miles on it. Man, this stabilizer is horrible. I gotta get a better one. But anyway, that harness, the little sub harness, it's like almost brand new, so I figured I'd use it instead of buying a new one. But I've got to fix the wiring coming off the EFI harness. The pigtail actually broke off, so I've got to resolder that, or somehow fix it, make it work, whatever. And there's also several other pigtails that I have to fix while I'm doing all that. Mainly the coolant temperature, the fuel temperature, the MAF, you know, all those little ones up front that cause problems. I've got a chopped up harness with a lot of good ends on it, and I'm just going to cut, snip, whatever, solder, and make one good harness out of two, I guess. So that'll be a project for another day. I'll also be replacing the fuel temperature sensor and the two coolant sensors when I do that. It's not a very big job. It's pretty easy. Anybody can do it. Basically, it's just something you unbolt and bolt into place, I guess. It's they're threaded and they just go into place. It's simple. You'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. And I've also got to replace the steering rack and the power steering pump. Those projects are coming up pretty quick. I've got everything I need. I just have to find time to do it. So like I said, I just really wanted to cover some things on the car. Everybody's going on, oh, you know, the car looks so good, you know, but hey, what'd you do here? You know, there's paint missing, and yeah, it's missing. It came off in the car wash. But hopefully I'm going to get the car repainted correctly, the right way, very soon. I just got to do a little bit of rust repair, wait on a few things to come in. I'm going to try and find two good T-tops. I'm ordering two brand new 99 spec, well, not 99 spec, the Japanese spec fenders from Z1. They have the little turn signals. I'm going to also order a set of the smoked fender turn signals, so they'll match all the other lights on the car. They're, you know, they're dark. Like the 99 bumper comes with the smoked lights anyway. So it'll match my custom rear side markers. And if you've ever paid attention to them in any of the videos, and I'll kind of get a quick little shot of them here. Ignore the fact that the car is dirty, but these are a clear housing made by GZA, Gavardzi Aruba, which is Aruba Dave's company, the guy that makes the titanium keys and the keychains and all that. But it's a clear lens with a black housing, and he only sells the lenses. You can get them clear or smoked, but I went with clear and blacked the housing out just like the factory turn signals for the 99 J-Spec bumper. But anyway, once the rust repair is done, and I'm still waiting on a front lip to come in for the front bumper. It's one of the Twin Z or Twins lips. It's going to look really good on there. And then I've got a set of Ionic Dynamics 99 spec replica side skirts for the two-seater, because this car is a two-seater. And they were a factory option on the mid-98 through 2000, I believe version R, for 2+2 only. They were only on the 2+2 cars. Two-seater never had them, but Jose over at Ionic Dynamics has made a replica for the two-seater, and they look amazing. I've actually got them sitting in my bedroom. They're going to require just a tiny bit of light sanding. They're already primed though. I'll just go ahead and sand it, reprime it, and they should be ready for paint according to the body shop. So we'll get that taken care of. And I need to find either a complete T-top or at least a blue glass for a two-seater, preferably an entire T-top, because that one's destroyed. I mean, it's pitted, it's warped, it just needs to be replaced. So get all that together, get the wing in there, let the body shop take care of the dent stings, all that good stuff, get her sprayed up looking nice. I've also got a set of wheels polished for picture. I really wanted a set of Advans, the GT series, but these reps, as everybody calls them, ESR SR11s, I think they're the RPF1 Inky, however the hell you say that. They're replicas of them. I don't care, they look good, whatever. My buddy had them for a steal, and I couldn't pass it up. It was too good of a deal. So I was like, you know what, I'll just throw these on the Z, because the ones that are on there, I've had these forever. They were actually on my old Altima before this car. They've been in a wreck. They are curb rashed. I'm pretty sure one of them is cracked. I had one repaired that was cracked already, and then I think another one is somehow cracked. The roads around here aren't exactly the best sometimes, but these wheels have been everywhere. I mean, I went off-roading in Oklahoma in that Altima, and there's no telling what kind of damage it done to them. But we'll put them on there. Hopefully they fit. The offsets are a little bit to be desired, but I think I can make them work with minimal effort. I think I might have to add a spacer up front and possibly roll the rear quarters. I didn't really want to, but if I have to, I will. So there's that. Also, I have a couple of other little things I'll be covering. I'll show a little small clip of a video here, and if you pay attention to the oil pressure gauge, you'll see what I'm talking about. So the oil pressure gauge works when it wants to, and I've narrowed it down to the wiring. It's, I'm sure the oil pressure sending unit is fine. The gauge cluster seems to be fine, although I do have a couple of lights out on the cluster, and I'll be addressing that when I take the dash apart to do the steering wheel. So I'll fix those lights then. But the oil pressure sending unit seems to be okay, but just while I'm down there and for good measure, I'm going to replace it with a brand new one. Z1 also sells a wiring harness repair kit, cut splice, solder, all that good stuff. It's fixed, and put a new boot on it to protect it. So I'll be ordering that and putting that on there, and that'll probably happen pretty soon. And another issue I'm having is the turn signal. Now, it flashes fine when the parking lights are off. As soon as I turn them on, it flashes pretty rapidly. And it's not the bulb. I've replaced the bulb. This is what it does with the parking lights on. And just for good measure, I'll go around back here. And you can see that the signal is flashing there. But take a look at that park. It's pretty awesome. The signal goes back to normal when the parking lot is off. So I guess I've got my hands full, and I'm going to try and do most of this before Z-Days. Now I forget what today's date is. Today is Monday. It's actually the last day of summer. Tomorrow is the first day of fall. I want to say it's around the 21st. I may be wrong, so forgive me for that. But man, there's a lot of school buses coming through here. Back in my day, there was only one school bus, and kids loved it. But anyway, I'm going to try and get all this done, get all this mess, the cobwebs and the dust and the nasty moldy grime off of that door panel. Get all this stuff put together, get the steering rack put in, and get an alignment. I'll show you in a video. Actually, I think I may already have the video posted earlier in this video. Just depends on what I do when I'm editing the video. But this thing has death wobble at highway speeds due to the steering rack, and it's no bueno. You got to hold it like this to go straight. This wheel over here is on the driver's side is cocked out. It's terrible. The inner tie rod's really about to fall out of the steering rack, and I probably shouldn't be driving it. Notice my odometer. It's real low mileage. It's a replacement cluster. It was supposedly one of the last brand new clusters that would fit this car. Anyway, I've got to take care of that. This thing probably ain't safe to drive, but oh well, I'm doing it because I haven't driven it forever and I miss it and I love it. But anyway, I want to try to do all that before Z-Days. It's less than 2 weeks away. Wish me luck. Alright, so it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm going to wrap it up with this video. I've got to go home, check on Dad, take care of him. I pretty much take care of him full time, so that's another reason, or an excuse if some of you like to call it, for me neglecting this car. I just don't have time, so whatever. But I'm going to try and take it to get the oil changed. I just don't have time to do it myself anymore. Probably going to get my buddy Eric to detail this thing. He runs the detail side at one of the local car dealers. So I'm going to see if he has time to do it. If not, I know 2 or 3 other detailers. But hopefully we can get this thing looking decent. I want to try and touch up a little bit of the paintwork, even though it's going to the body shop. I want to touch it up just so it doesn't look so awful, and fix a few things on it. I've already fixed a bunch of stuff already. Another thing I've got to fix is the window roller on the passenger side. It rattles like crazy. The thing has fell down in the door. It's there somewhere, but I've ordered a whole new roller kit. Whatever. We'll take care of that. I may even do an entire video on it. So there's going to be a lot of how-to videos coming up. This is just me still learning how to edit and playing around with different cameras and stuff and going over what the channel's gonna cover and all that. So we're not actually into real content yet. Real content is coming, I promise. The junkyard video was just a little taste. There'll be more of it, but better. That was just a hellacious hot day, and I didn't have anything really great to record with. I've got, you know, the GoPro coming, hopefully, if it isn't lost in the mail. I've got it coming. I've got another camera I'll be trying out, and some better stabilizers, and if I can find it, what I did with it. This is the stabilizer I'm using today. Crappy, I know. It came from Walmart. I didn't expect too much. I bought it. It was on sale for like $2, so I got what I paid for. Definitely. But, I mean, it does okay for, you know, little quick shots and stuff. I feel like I could do a better job with my hand. I'm doing a better job with my hand right now. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Wish me luck on getting everything back to normal in time for Z-Days. I will be taking lots and lots of videos and pictures at Z-Days. It's in a new location this year in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. It's no longer at Fontana Village at the Tail of the Dragon, so we'll see how that is, and I guess this will wrap up the video, the end of it. One other thing, got to replace the drive shaft too. I've got a one-piece sitting here in the floor and in the seat beside me, and I guess we'll be replacing that soon too.